What's up, everyone? Welcome to the stream. We are live. Everything seems to be going okay. And it is, oh my God, what day is it today? I think it's Wednesday or Tuesday? I think it's Tuesday. It is Tuesday. Oh, I just closed everything. I can't see anything. Okay. Everything is still good. It is Tuesday. Welcome back to the Unconventional Mindset. My name's Sadum, and what we're doing here, of course, is we're streaming the process and the work that we're doing to try to build ourselves a company that's going to generate us $1 million in revenue every single year. That's what we're doing. And today, what I figured we'd do is there's basically what we decided yesterday was that we are going to, starting next Tuesday, not Monday because Monday's a holiday, next Tuesday, we are going to start sending out emails to potential clients because what we want to do is get customers. We need to get customers. So, and that should be like the focus of my, like everything. Everything that I do needs to be about pretty much getting customers. But since that's not starting on Tuesday, I figured this rest of the week we can kind of tie up any loose ends that we have in the business that we need to do. So I figured now would be a good time to just kind of do this really boring, stupid work that unfortunately just like has to get done, which is annoying, but it just has to get done. So I figured we'll just go into QuickBooks here and we'll start cleaning up some of this stuff because we have a few transactions here that need to be categorized. So let's start with that. And actually, I do need to add another account. So maybe we can do that. I have to be careful. I don't know what I can or can't flash on here, but anyways. So, all right, so let's take a look at things here. So we have some credit card statements here that we have to categorize. And okay, well, this is pretty straightforward. Okay, so I just did this morning, just paid off the credit card. So I was $2,600. So I don't need to do anything that, just add that. So that's good. This, I know what this was. This is categorize. That's an expense. And that was admin services. I think that's out of scope. And I do need to add an attachment. So basically when I'm doing QuickBooks, I want to make sure that every single transaction, for the most part, we'll see that today, every single transaction has a receipt or a document attached to it. So that way I can always go back and look at the source document. So it makes things maybe a lot longer to do than what normal people would do when they're doing their books. But I would like to be very meticulous with this. So Andrea does administrative services and I need to get her invoice. Professional services. There's the invoice. So that's the invoice that we paid. And yeah, it's an expense. So we add that. Perfect. Okay, so that's our operating account. Getting a little bit low there. Don't like that. Okay, American Express. So here's just our credit card. So this here, categorize. What was the name of this place? I went out for coffee somewhere to meet a client. Coffee shop. And it was kind of close by me. It was this place. By the way, is their website still down? I have to email these guys ASAP because their website is down, which is not good. need to add these as a new payee. And this was, dining and entertaining clients. And probably HST. This one, unfortunately, I totally forgot to get the receipt. So, I don't know what's going to happen there. If the government is ever going to say like, hey, I need all the receipts, then this one won't be here. But we're going to categorize it as an expense now because that is what we did. Okay. So now we have some Adobe expenses. So I told you this is going to be very boring. So let me let me log into my Adobe system here. What's going on here? Why is it blank? The account's not loading up. Well, that's not good. What the heck is going on here? Can I manage my account? Isn't it the worst whenever you want to do something with a website and then it seems to just not work when you really need it? I mean, not really need it. Okay, well, maybe. Okay, we need. Oh, man, Asana is so expensive. So expensive. $85 a month. My goodness. But I think it's worth it. Let's go get our Asana bill. Admin console. Billing. And view latest invoice. Okay, perfect. Download. Finances, expenses. Subscription. August 27. Okay. Categorize as Asana. Yep. Let's add an attachment. Expenses. Digital receipts. Subscriptions. Asana. And let's add that expense. Adobe still not loading. Lovely. Basecamp, our Hey subscription. Let's do that one now. Sorry, I know I'm kind of updating these kind of off screen just because there's some kind of somewhat sensitive information. Billing and invoice. So here I am. Here's just the Hey account. This is what I use for my email. And then I have 2 seats, 2 email addresses, and then just download my receipt, my invoice, and I always put them in the same spot. August 28th. Save. Add the attachment. And away we go. Now we got a bunch of Webflow stuff. I was doing a few things with Webflow. Let's have a look. Oh, it's interesting. Looking at Webflow, looks like they added apps. That's kind of cool. What's in the Webflow marketplace? Member stack, eh? Oh, they have this in there as well. This one I already have. Very interesting. Wow. Webflow is, yeah, they're doing, I love it. There's some really, really cool things. Okay, what do I need to look? I need to look at my account settings. No, not here. Workspaces, Pixel, billing. Let's see. CSS 2023, is that? Yeah, I think that I need this one. My mouse is being very skippy. All right, download that one. This is August 25th, I think is the invoice date. Yeah. And so that was 29 USD to Canadian. Was it 29.50? Oh no, the other way. $40. 41.09. Oh geez. Maybe it's about right. Add the attachment. 2025 Webflow. All right. Add that one. Now. What else did I do Webflow? I think there was something else that I was working on. Oh, I think it was Pixel. Pixel I had to update to CMS hosting. Okay, and that ended up being 56, so about $78. Okay, on the 23rd. Yeah. So let's download that one. Okay. So now we have, whoop, that's not the right one. Add an attachment. It was a Webflow on the 23rd. And to add that. And one more subscription service. That was only for $27 and it was only a couple days ago. What was I working on a couple days ago? That would have billed me for only 27 bucks. Ah, right. Got it. Which needs to be canceled. I have one site that needs to be canceled. And that's my personal, the odumanandrea.com. We need to cancel that one. 2308, the 27th, Webflow. Okay. Add the attachment. So much scrolling. Too many receipts. Okay. Okay. So that's added. And Adobe. You're just not gonna let me do anything here. License history. Okay, so I mean that's working. That's working. Let me manage my account maybe. Not gonna happen. Wow. Okay. Oh, Walmart. So this was, I bought some office supplies. And I have the receipt here, 50 bucks. So I basically take a picture for these ones. I basically take a picture on my phone of the receipt, and then I have that image, and then I attach it here to the actual, like the thing here, into the expense. So, but it looks like this thing is going to be stupid, and it's not going to let us, like we can't go into Adobe. So we can't finish off these transactions, which is really, really annoying. One thing that I want to do, I'd love to get your opinion on this, and you can let me know what you think. So I remember when I was first starting out this company, and then I was thinking about how to structure my finances and the banking. So I went to the bank and I did open up 5 different accounts. Now, these accounts are free. So with BMO, it's fantastic in the sense that you can get a digital bank. I'll even show this. I've showed this before, but we'll show it again for any Canadians out there. So I think if you go to the bank accounts, there's this e-business plan. And they've done really, really well, at least in terms of getting my business, because look at that price, $0 in monthly fees. So you have $0 in monthly fees. You can have unlimited electronic transactions. So that's money coming in. But I think you only have 2 e-transfers though. So e-transfers still cost you money, but anything that's coming in that's electronic, and I think bill payments as well, and all that kind of stuff too, you can have unlimited amount of those, which is amazing. And it costs $0, which is fantastic. Which is really weird though, then, because you get to this business start plan and then they charge you $6 a month, but then you only have 7 transactions, even if they're electronic, which is weird. Why would you do that? Unless part of your transactions is stuff you need to do in person. So if you're like me and everything's digital, then this is like, I think, the best bank you can get because it's free. So I don't know any bank that pays you. I mean, I guess they do with interest rates. So that's something we could talk about. So, which is awesome. So anyways, so I love it because of, just because it's free. And I also, when I first started out, I had a limited amount of transactions, I had a limited amount for e-transfers that I could do. Again, I think in Canada, it limits you to $3,000 a day, and then $10,000 per month or a week, something like that. But anyways, because I guess I've been there for a while, they did something really fantastic where they've opened it up where I could do, I think it's 25,000 a day or 10,000 per transaction. So I could e-transfer basically all the money I want in one shot or throughout a day or two. And I have this huge limit of like $100,000 per month, I think, something like that. Really, really good rates. So I really love it. I have no complaints about it. I mean, I have complaints about BMO and the whole Canadian banking system, but that is a whole nother bag of worms we can talk about. I mean, it's not really related to this business, the whole Canadian housing market and all that kind of stuff. So we're not going to get into that stuff. But, let's not go there. So, but one thing that I think we can do it here. I want to be careful with this. No, I better not. So basically, I have a business American Express, and it's this platinum card, which is fantastic. I love American Express. But however, there's a lot of places that don't take American Express. And there's a few things that I had to do over the past month or two, which you guys will know about probably within the next month or two. I keep saying that, but it's kind of true. And these things I had to do, they didn't take American Express. And I didn't want to get another credit card, but I ended up biting the bullet because BMO, they keep emailing me these freaking promotions and it's really annoying. But anyway, so I did get another credit card and I need to add it on here, and it's a MasterCard for BMO. And I don't think I'll ever use it, but it's there just in case of emergency and if my American Express doesn't work, or if I ever decide to get rid of my American Express because they're raising the fee. So I think it's like $800 a month now, which is insane. Or it's either $700 or $800. I think it's $800, but it's really, really expensive. And I don't know if the perks that I get with that help offset the price of the monthly thing. I like because I get deals on like car rentals and hotels, and because I am looking to travel a little bit more, but for $800, that's it's pretty steep. So anyways, my whole thing was like, should I? Yeah, because if I link here, I'm gonna have to. Well, let's see. Like, what's gonna show up here? Yeah, so I got to put in all this details. So not really the best thing for me to do online and live for everyone to see. So we'll take care of that later. And the next time there'll be another bank account here for the MasterCard. But again, there's nothing on there anyway, so I haven't used it. Oh, so what I was saying before. Right, so I open up these 5 accounts. One is the main operating account where all the expenses are going to be taken out of. One is for tax, to put money aside for paying Uncle Sam, or what that's Uncle Sam in the States. I don't know what the uncle is here in Canada, but it's way more than a crazy uncle. It's a crazy uncle, aunt, in-laws, immediate family. Everybody wants your money, which is insane. Because if you look how much money is in my bank now, how much is actually saved for taxes. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Anyways, So I separate it out into the operating account, which is paying myself, paying everything. Marketing is money that has been set aside to spend on marketing. So that's what we'll use for probably doing Google ads and all those fun things. And then innovation is money set aside to do any research and development or to buy things that I wouldn't necessarily buy for the day-to-day operations, but things that I would want to use to expand on the business. As an example, just as an example, if I was going to, I want to create a crazy course for Pixel, and then I wanted to launch it for everybody, and I needed to buy a couple cameras or something to do with what I needed to actually film and get that product done. That would be innovation. So like unique ways that I could expand the business, right? Or if I had to pay somebody to help me do something that would innovate the company and help us make more money or open up new revenue streams. That's what that innovation account is for. The reserve account is just a backup, an emergency fund in case anything ever happens. So 5% out of every transaction and every money, all the money that I make goes into the reserve. In fact, 5% goes into marketing, 5% goes into innovation, 5% goes to reserve, and then the GST goes to the tax account, and then another 15% goes into the tax account. So if I get a sum of money, $10,000 from a client, 15% of that is tax, another 15% is GST, and then another 15% goes into marketing, innovation, and reserve. So basically 45%. So if I get a $10,000 payment, 45% goes into things that I just kind of set aside. And then the 55% goes into the actual operations. And then, of course, if you're trying to look at your margins and what you have to spend on your expenses, so you can see how it gets to the point, like even your salary, that's an expense. Like all those things, I have to pay Asana, I got to pay Webflow, I got to pay my Adobe, I got to pay all these different things. Those are all expenses. And when all that stuff is taken out, then the profits are kind of what the company makes outside of what you pay yourself as a salary. So, which is why right now I'm not paying myself a very big salary at all. Like it's very low. Because if I was to draw out something crazy like $5,000 a month, as you can see, my operating account would be zero in like 2 months. Like, well, in this case, literally in a month, if I was to pay myself at the end of the month, $5,000. So I wanted to say that because I was thinking if I should lump all this together and just put it into one account, or if I should keep it separate like this. So basically, I've been in business for a year now, and I noticed that I haven't really used these accounts. I mean, I just kind of take money in and out if I need to. Like I know I did some marketing stuff and I just kind of take it out and put it in operating because then I have to, pay off the credit card with that. But I don't know if it's needed. So, because it's good to kind of take a look at what my actual numbers are. So let's kind of just see how much money I actually have, or the business has. 3509 plus 4657. So I have about $16,000. Okay. Which isn't so bad. I have $16,000, yeah, and I know I have $15,000 left in contracts that are going to be coming my way within the next 5 months. Okay, let's see. Are we in yet? Oh, my goodness. I wonder if it has to do with like the browser. Something's wrong with Adobe. I don't know what's going on. All right. Well, actually, you know what? We'll worry about that later. So one thing that I wanted to do now that, we've got this up to date as much as we can. I think, we just have our credit card to update. But we have to sit on that because we can't get a hold of our receipts. So I just want to take a look here and see if there are any things that I can do now to kind of just clean this stuff up. So we want to get the newsletter ready to go. This is coming along. This, oh yeah, I was thinking about this, and I don't think this will be done this week. What else is this in? Marketing and advertising. That's not going to be done this week. In fact, I think what we really want to do is we want to hold off until after our crazy month of emailing people. So let's think about mid-October. But by then, because I know all the classes are starting up in September, so it's going to be kind of late. So if anything, I'd be looking at doing things for January. So create a blog set on the website. Complement each video. Right, so I just need to think about the video section or the blog section on the website. So that I've done. This, I just need to design the newsletter. Website operations. Right. And then this stuff is just all on pause. And then our marketing and advertising. So there's not too much. I don't think there's too much that we need to do here. What I want to see. One thing that I've been thinking about a lot is if we need to have this into multiple pages. So when you go on to work, it's not just recent work here, it's actually on its own page. I don't know. I feel like in my mind, I'm just trying to make busy work. But I'm trying to think of pages that I could create that we're going to use for building our ad campaigns, right? So get started, that always just goes right down the pricing. Oh, I think I need to update the text here. Welcome to a better way. See how pixel. Oh. I won't say lifelong. I mean, just a relationship, I think, gets to the point. And this takes us back to pricing. All right. Okay. I really need to see. I need data. I'm so fixated on, am I saying the right thing? Am I getting the message across? Are people going to understand what the premise is and how it's different? I just need to get out there and put it to everyone. So yeah, we just need to get going. And let's while we're here, I know we have where is it? Website. So we need a back to top button. So let's just build that right now while we're here. We're just going to call this back to top. Back to top. Oh my goodness. Should we make it? Trying to think if we should make it a button or I think maybe just a link. And we need to go back to the section. Oh, we don't have a section for the top. So let's make one. Oh, weird. Let's go here. ID, header, thank you. And 2.5 and 0 gives a padding, so it goes to the top. Okay. So link right now. I think we're gonna put it like an arrow, but anyways, just for now. Back to top. And right, so let's say, let's give this a very specific four. Back to top link. We're going to make this background color blue, everything white. In fact, let's flex it so we can center everything inside, which is not working because Because what? I don't know why. Oh, the whole thing, because that's the whole thing. Because if we make this bigger, we'll see that it should be actually working. Yeah, there we go. There it goes. And border radius. And this whole thing, where's the wrapper? Make that relative because that's the whole canvas. And then this thing, we're going to position it absolute in the bottom corner. And we're going to give it just a little bit. Oh, not absolute, needs to be fixed. And then we're going to want to animate it so it only shows up after you scroll. So should we do that now? Maybe let's do that now. Animates what element scrolls into view. Start an animation. And we're going to call it show back to top. Let's just go with show and hide for now. I guess it's displayed like this. I don't know exactly how the offset works. So we're just going to have to do some testing. And then back to top, let's just say it's displaying none. Okay. Right, so I don't think I've actually done this one before, so this is new for me, doing like this type of animation. Something scrolling into view. Okay, let's take a look. Excuse me. Let's go here real quick. Webflow, scroll into view, animation. Reveal on scroll. Let's take a look.
Here's a page. As we scroll down the page, we can see that as the top of each element is scrolled into view, an animation is triggered. They animate in and become fully visible. You can do this on any element. You can do this on headings, you can do this on sections, but today we're going to build this example. And we'll do it in 3 steps. We'll create the...
Okay, cool.
trigger, so the animation's trigger. And we'll click this first piece here and go down to make sure we have the project link selected. But really, all we're selecting is the element that's becoming a trigger, the element that we want triggering the animation. Over in Interactions, all we have to do, on the element we have selected, we'll choose our trigger, scroll into view. We want the animation to occur when the element scrolls into view. All right, that's the trigger. Let's keep moving and do the animation. Now, we can always do multiple animations here. One when the trigger is scrolled into view and another when it's scrolled out of view. But in this case, we're going to click in and start an animation only when the element is scrolled into view. We'll create a timed animation. We can name it something like move up on scroll. Hit enter. We can start by adding a move transform. We want the element to start 50 pixels down from where we see it now. So we can just type in 50 pixels and move it down the y-axis. If we hit play now, it'll actually animate down. So, of course, we want to set this position, 50 pixels down, as the initial state, where it's starting. Keep in mind that the animation we're building is only applying to the element that's selected. Let's do the same thing with...
Okay, so... because we want to set that as the default state. And then... we're going to add another animation to display it like this. And you know what? Let's try something else. Let's try our moving to that element. Hang on a second, because now we can't see it. So let's look at this animation. What is this one? Okay, so this is Y. So if we set that at the initial state, and then going from what this guy was doing, it goes back up to 0. Okay. Okay, but that's scrolling. Now we need like an offset, I think, right? No, but it's not going to scroll at all because... is it because of the position of where it's at? Maybe we need to make it sticky instead.
opacity. We'll go in and adjust the opacity. We want it to start at 0%. Same thing here. Let's make sure we set this as our initial state. Okay, so we've set two things up for our initial state. It's going to start 50 pixels down, and it'll start at 0% opacity. Now all we have to do is add the second half of our animation. Let's add a move, and we'll specify that we want our Y position to go back to 0 pixels, back to the origin. We'll see that position change on the canvas. We can even go in and change the easing from linear to maybe a more dramatic ease out curve. Maybe increase the duration to a full second, up from 0.5. Let's add one more, this time for opacity, and we'll want to ensure this is cranked up to 100%. Same thing here with easing. Let's choose
Maybe
ease
we can do
out.
it that way.
And of course, let's match the duration we set a moment ago on move to a full second. Something to note here, we can hold down Command or Control and select multiple actions, multiple keyframes at the same time. And we can affect things like duration and easing without having to edit one by one. And another thing, since we'll be reusing this, and since we might want to build other parts of our animation, let's make sure we're affecting all elements with this class applied, the same one we're using on our link block. And let's also make sure that triggering or scrolling into view only affects the children of the trigger. That way we're not triggering random stuff on other parts of the page. If we go in and preview our project and scroll down even a tiny bit, it functions just as we'd expect. That's creating the animation. Now let's quickly apply that animation to the other link blocks. Let's close out of our animation and simply apply this to all elements with the same class. That's it. Really, go to preview mode, let's try scrolling, and it works beautifully. Now, maybe these seem to be triggering a bit soon, or we're missing the animation because it starts when the link blocks are off the screen. We can go over and create an offset. If we add some offset here, it means this trigger, the link block, will trigger the animation when it's scrolled up 10% from the bottom of the viewport. So, we set our trigger, we built the animation, then we applied that animation to other elements.
So yeah, it has to do with when it's actually going to be in the viewport. And of course, because this is fixed, it's not moving anywhere. And if we set our opacity to 0, and then if we add, let me select, I am selected. And our opacity is at 100. Oh. And you do that with. Let's try that one. Oh, so you can do that. That's kind of cool. So we're never going to see it because it's always going to be hidden. So, but if we put it, let's just, for argument's sake, let's put it here. And let's remove the position. So it's just going to be, well, let's put it here. So let's have a look, see what we have. And there it goes. Now it's appearing. So let's see if we can see that again. And then it kind of appears. And you can't see that because, is it over my head? I think it might be over my head. So let's align it here. Let's see that again. Oh, there, you just saw it. And we scroll down, and then it kind of appears. So that's cool, but it would be nice if we can do it not when it appears, but just when we're at a specific, like only after a couple scrolls. So what if, let's just throw it up here for a second. What if we display, not display, what if we position this oh, I guess we do want it, does it need to be sticky? won't work that way. So I think it can. I think it has to work something like. And then also like 90. What's the width? What is it? Not pixels. Why is that not working? But that's not the start. Well, how do you get it at the start position? Okay. Not as familiar with this one. Webflow, back to top button. I just, there's got to be, like, I mean, I can just fix it here. And then basically just don't have it show up until you get down to a certain width, right? So how can I do that? Maybe it's not mouse move. While element scrolls through viewport, it scrolls into view. I don't know. Let's. But again, it's not going to be moving, so let's see. I don't know how to do this. crazy. Yeah, I see that. But how do you... I just don't want it to appear right now. I only want it to appear after I scroll down a certain amount. Maybe I can just link it to another element. Okay, let's try... Oh, God. Let's try... Okay. Sure, let's save this. No. Let's delete this completely. Delete that completely. I don't know what this is. Delete that. Okay. So scroll into view. So let's say what element? Let's say clients. When the clients start coming into view, right? Let's try that. Can I do that? Because it has to be within. Oh, goodness. Okay, let's go to clients. And we go, when that's scroll into view, start an animation. And then we're going to show back to the top. Right? So I scroll down, not showing. Not showing. Okay. Let's delete that. Okay, no, that's just there. Right. Oop. Okay, I scroll down. There we go. Now it shows up. So actually, let's try again. It's gonna even, does the button even work? I might need to have a link. Where is it? Section, header. Back to top. Excellent. And then when it gets to the top, I don't want to see it. So I don't want to see it anymore. So how do we do that? basically when the header section when it scrolls into view, let's say we want to create one, be like hide back to top, right? So go to the opacity of back to top, go 0, and we'll take 1 second to do, and in and out quad. So let's save that. Okay, let's see if that works. So we scroll down, back to top shows up, scroll back up, nothing, still there. Why is that not working? I don't think that's going to work. Because if the one's not working, they're both not going to work. Is it because it's not so much that it's scrolling into view, like it's scrolling back into view, right? Or what about I mean, can I set this as the initial state? Okay, Webflow reset animation when back to top of page. And what's happening here on this website? I don't know. Oh, I think maybe it redoes things. Oh God, stupid pop-up. Right, so that way, and if I go back down, yeah, it resets. I think that's what this guy's talking about. And if that's the case, you scroll into this section. Uh, go back to top, and then that should just disappear nicely. Could it be? What could I use? Let's remove that from here. Select action, play scroll animation. Add 0%. Let's select a class, and we want opacity, not of this, but a class of, like, back to top. At 0, the opacity is 0, right? And then, of course, at whatever percent. Okay. I don't know about this. Yeah, it wants to go. It's just going to mess with opacity. And then it's not even getting, like, fully there. Ooh, so then maybe what we can do. Let's try this again. I think I know what to do now. If we just do something like this. Let's just say 15%. And then we go here. And then we'll start getting back to, like, it's not going to start appearing like once it gets down to that 15%, which is right here. So instead, what we can do is, let's just name this show back to top on scroll. So here it's at 0. And then basically, maybe let's put it right. Let's put it at 50. Ooh, right. This is, let's just delete that. So if we do something like this, like it's just going to show up, right? It's going to go from 0 to 100, which is kind of nice. So I think what we can do is maybe give it a little bit of breathing room. Just a little bit. And then, yeah, reveal, save. I want to duplicate. And then move. And this one is not going to be opacity, but we're going to do a move. I'm going to put it at, say, 50. And let's delete that one. Delete that one. Nope. That was at 15. Then duplicate this one at 20. And let's move it to 0. Oh, I can't do both of them at the same time? Oh, that's annoying. So now it's just, yeah. Okay, let's delete that one. And can we just delete this one as well too? I still would love it if it just moved up a little bit. So let's take a look. Okay, we can't get the position at the same. Okay, so let's... I mean, we don't want to just move too much. Let's put it at 20. And then we'll go to the move again. This time at 0. Can we live preview this thing? There we go. So kind of comes up nicely. A little bit clunky, but perfect. I like it. That's what we want. Excellent. Now let's just design this thing because it looks horrible. So what do we want? We want to have... I mean, do we want the button to look like this? If we called it CTA button, what would happen? Let's just see this for a second. CTA button. Okay. And then let's call it just back to top. And then we are going to fix it. Is it still? Yeah, it's still playing nicely. Okay. We want this thing to be. Okay, well, let's reset all of this to 0. Because we just want it to be a specific size. So I want it to be flexed. And not underlined. Border radius. And shadow, let's tone it down a little bit. Yeah, I mean, something simple like this. Back to top. Beautiful. I like it. The only thing that I want to change is I want to have it to be an arrow. Do we have an arrow icon? We do not. Thankfully, I do somewhere else. Let's take a look at my assets. Stock illustrations. Don't we want icons? Icons. I think we want arrows. Basically a nice up arrow. Do we want a thick one? Do we want just the line? Do we want a caret? I think this line, but we need it white. So arrow, oh, this is PNG. We need SVG, arrows. Which one specifically is it? I never remember. Arrow large upward, okay. Arrow large upward. Visual code. Okay. No, Alt C. We're just going to give it a fill so it'll be white. And we're going to save as. We're going to just save it to the desktop. And just call it up. And we are going to go in our assets. We are going to go into our icons. And we are going to go on to our desktop. And up. And in here, we're going to throw in an image. Choose. And delete that. Hang on a second. Up arrow. Excellent. And we're going to call this up. And we are going to want it to be, oh, I don't know what size it's going to need to be. Okay. So maybe something like this. And this is not justified, but it is now. And maybe what we can do, maybe we could just make it slightly smaller. And then this. You know what I would like to do? Let's do a little animation here. Mouse hover. Move arrow up. Actions. -5. And let's do that over 1 second. Is in and out. And save that. And then on hover out, start an animation. Let's duplicate this one. We're going to call it move arrow down. Move that to 0. Okay. Except I need to select it. There's also and your specific class. That's the class. Very subtle. Okay, save. And then also rotate 1 second and out. I think this one at 0. Save. Okay, and take a look. It's really slow. Too slow. Uh, 0.5. I don't actually like the rotate. So let's remove it. And then here, remove that one. Did it save? Move arrow up. Yeah, it's just the Y, and then move arrow down is the Y. Just publish this here just to have a quick look. Oh, I think it's rotating because the whole button itself is rotating. And back to top. Nice. Nice. Okay, we're looking good. And we add it back to top. So that's done. Okay. All right. I think that is a good place to leave it here for today. And we kind of got some little things moved over and done. So what I think I need to think about tonight is figure out what exactly I want to do with the blog. Do we need to have it? Do we want to launch it for next week when we do our marketing campaign? I don't know, we should kind of have some kind of cool name like Operation something cool. Yeah, we should come up with something really fun for that. So I just need to figure out if we want to have the blog post ready, and then maybe start to also think about what we can do for Google Ads if we want to go with Google Ads, or if we want to create another page for that. So maybe we'll work on that tomorrow. So we're, kind of ready to go. All right, guys, I'm going to leave that here for today. Thank you, as always, for watching and joining. I really appreciate it. And as always, we'll see you here for another live stream tomorrow. Have yourself a great day.